There's a digital revolution happening right before our own eyes, and GameStop is at the center of it because their stock is going to the moon. Should you buy GameStop stock? In this video, I will give you a very simple explanation of what is happening, what is going on, who are some of the key players, why did this happen, what will happen next, and should you buy the stock? You know, it's going to be a banger when I have the bucket hat on. It's imperative that you watch the entire video because only through research and information you will know what is the best decision that you can make to position yourself to win. Right? When you're playing the stock market, you're trying to profit. You are not trying to take a loss. Losing money is so easy in the stock market. Winning, taking profits is a lot harder than you think. So if you go in and you just buy without knowing anything, you are positioning yourself to take the L. Watch this entire video. Do yourself a favor. Get informed. I did a lot of research. Here's where we start. A simple explanation of what is happening. When you first jump into the stock market, you hear all these terms, all this jargon. It all gets thrown at you and you're basically stuck like this. Confused. Where am I? You don't know a dang thing about what is happening. So here is an explanation for you apes. That's a Reddit term and we'll get into that at a later time. So let's dumb it down for you apes is what they say. Let's say 5 bananas currently sell for $10. One ape on the market has 5 bananas. You are that ape, the regular person. Here comes a snake, which are the hedge funds, the elitists, the Wall Streeters, the hedge fund billionaires, millionaires. And that snake asks to borrow 5 bananas for a bit. And instead, that snake goes and sells 5 bananas thinking that the price will go down soon, aka shorting. He thinks that he can buy them at a later time for less and give them back to the ape so he can make a quick profit on the difference. So this is what's called a tranza. Sin tranzas no avanzas, that's what they say in Mexico and our Hispanic towns. So Snake did a quick tranza, right? He's like, hey, let me borrow them bananas real quick, and basically sold them. And then 10 days, 5 days later, went and bought them when they were cheaper and just pocketed the difference. So the snakes, they keep doing this, right? They keep doing this, and the group of apes, they notice what the stupid snake is doing, and they decide to buy all the bananas in the market, until the snake has no other choice than to buy from the group of apes in order to return what they borrowed. If group of apes stay strong, the price of the bananas will go all the way up to the moon, baby. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a great explanation of what a short squeeze is. There's a lot more technicalities to it, but that's what you need to know to follow this story as it unfolds, and it's about to unfold, so stay tuned. So why did this happen? And who are the game players? Who are the key players that we need to know about? So let's start this with one of the snakes. Gabe Plotkin of Melvin Capital. He's a big player in this. Melvin Capital is a hedge fund. So what is a hedge fund? Real quick, a hedge fund is a private investment corporation or partnership or group of managers. And these are only open to accredited investors. They actually have less SEC regulations, and they require a large initial minimum investment. So in easy terms, this is mainly for the elitists, right? For rich people, people who are well connected, not for regular folk like me and you. We use regular brokerage accounts, and and for those who do, right, there's a lot who don't. Most people don't buy into the stock market, but those who do, they use Robinhood, they use Webull, Charles Schwab, M1 Finance, Acorns, Cash App. And I'm going to have all the links in my description, right? It's a great way of you helping the channel. If you don't have a brokerage account, if you open one up, you get a free stock and I get a free stock. So links are below. Anyway, Gabe from Melvin Capital, snake number one, he decides to bet against GameStop so much that he wants them to fail. He wants them to go bankrupt. And he's betting that it's going to happen. He puts $1 billion on that bet. $1 billion. So other people join in, right? They basically start jumping GameStop. It is one of the most shorted stocks. It's shorted over 100%, which means that over 100%, people are betting against it. They're betting that it's going to fail. In 2019, an infamous Reddit user by the name of RoaringKitty says, you know what? I love GameStop. I believe in GameStop fundamentally. And he has a thesis behind it, right? Like, this is not no kid just going in there and investing blindly. He actually had a thesis behind fundamentally why he believed that GameStop was a good investment. I believe he took out his 401k, 50 G's, throws it in there. Soon, he's down $30,000 or he's down some huge amount. People are telling him he's stupid. Whatever. We head into 2020. Crazy year. And in June of 2020, GameStop has a massive sales increase over 500%. So stock starts to crawl a little bit back up. And they gain some momentum. Chewy owner Ryan Cohen, he joined the team. Sales kept going up as Ryan Cohen joined the team. And that's when a group of millennial nerds, a group of degenerates, a group of smart, well-informed stock investors is what they should be called. A group of them on Reddit, on a subgroup, now infamously known as wallstreetbets, they noticed something. They noticed that a lot of big hedge funds were betting against GameStop, and they saw, GameStop was doing better, and, they liked the stock. So they collectively started sharing information, right? They talk about what stocks they like, what stocks they don't like. Collectively, they all like GameStop. So guess what? They start buying it. And they notice that in particular that they not only do they like it, but they notice that there is Gabe, snake number one, who has bet $1 billion that it's going to fail. And if it doesn't fail, then he not only has to return the bananas, but he has to buy them at a higher price. And that's when this group of fundamentally smart investors recognize that they have a short squeeze opportunity. And it's perfectly legal. It's basically what Gabe, snake number one, is doing, but in reverse. And they decide to go all the way in. Let's get some background into snake number one, Gabe from Melvin Capital. So here's what is important to know about these key players. So let's dive in a little bit more into Gabe. Gabe, snake number one, he worked for Saga Capital Advisors, where he allegedly received illegal insider information according to federal prosecutors. That information is linked in the article in the description. In 2010, the SEC opened an insider trading investigation into Saga. And in 2013, several former employees were indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice. Here's where it gets interesting, because the owner of Saga Capital was Ryan Cohen. So a lot of the viewers of this channel and a lot of the friends of this channel are trading card enthusiasts, sports card hobbyists, and this is where it relates back to the hobby, because Steve Cohen is one of the set to be owners of PSA, which is the grading company. And PSA is basically they grade and they authenticate sports memorabilia. And Steve Cohen, he has a super grimy past. I bring this up because it is important to know who are some of the key players on the opposing side and their past, their efficacy, what they do when people are not looking. That's called integrity. Do they deceive the regular investor, me, aka me and you, regular people? Allegedly, there is a lot of signs that potentially they do, right? Allegedly. So when Reddit users, Wall Street Bets, all these people collectively got together and they created that short squeeze and they made the stock go through the roof by just buying it and not selling out, then guess what happened? Snake number one, Gabe, he lost his bet. So this is where Steve Cohen, is relevant in the situation because Steve Cohen, snake number two, he comes in and he pours $750 million into Melvin Capital to save him. And then here comes snake number three, Ken Griffin. He owns Citadel LLC and Citadel Securities, and he pours in $2 billion, and they save snake number one, Gabe. So snake number three is quite interesting. You pull him up on Wikipedia, clean sheet. The one thing that I did notice is that he is heavily in the pockets of Congress, Senate, and the presidency. Citadel is in a very unique situation because he's playing both sides of the ball, or Citadel is playing both sides of the ball. And here's how. This is from The Verge. The Verge reported that Citadel Securities is winning on this. Last June, the company was responsible for 40% of shares traded by retail investors, which is all of the stocks that went up. Because not only did GameStop go up, right? AMC, Nokia, Express. The Financial Times wrote, citing Piper Sandler, it doesn't just get Robinhood's orders either. TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab also work with Citadel Securities. Not only are retail market makers getting increased trading volume, they are likely getting increased profitability per trade. So essentially the way that it works is you are not Robinhood's customer, you are the product. Robinhood sells your trades to Citadel. Citadel is their customer, and Citadel executes them for a profit, and that's how they make their money. It's a practice that's quite controversial because some argue that it can encourage brokers to send order to the highest bidder rather than the market maker offering the best price. So that's why a lot of people from the jump did not like Robinhood, right? Their marketing, everything about it was so dope. I like it. It's easy to use. It just made investing so much easier. There was no commission fees, none of that, right? So it just completely changed the game, and I appreciate that. But there is a lot of their practices that are quite controversial and don't seem to look after the regular investor and don't seem to fulfill their name Robinhood, right? Like people have called me the Robinhood of sports cards because I buy retail product and I sell it back to the people at cost when I could go on eBay and I could sell it for 2, 3, 4 times the price. But I sell it back to the people at cost because that's the right thing to do for me, right? I'm all about community. I'm all about building relationships that are long lasting. I'm about being generous. And, when you name yourself Robinhood and you're not fulfilling that, then, that says a lot about you. So Robinhood became snake number 4 today because they halted all trades for GameStop. That means that you could not buy anymore. So if you go back to the ape example, the way of making the snake buy it back at an increased price is by holding your shares and buying more and buying everything on the market. So if you're not able to buy and you're only able to sell, then prices are going to tank because people are going to start taking profits, right? If people start selling their shares because that's the only thing they can do, they're taking profits, and it starts to tank, and that's exactly what happened. It dropped 44%. It is not insane. I mean, it's still up so much, right? Right now it's at $100, $193.60 compared to the $2.50. But ultimately, it did drop today because of the collusion that Robinhood committed because they are in bed with Citadel, right? So it's in their best interest to halt the trades and to defraud the regular people, to defraud middle class, to defraud the lower income, and to side with Wall Street with the elites. It's quite disappointing. So this is where a lot of this Twitter chatter became relevant, or Reddit chatter, because Barstool president, he posted this: Citadel bails out Melvin Capital. So then Ken Griffin, snake number 3, calls up Robinhood CEO Vlad and says, don't allow buying GME, AMC, and Naked anymore. Citadel handles 60% of Robinhood's trades. Basically, Robinhood needs Citadel, Ken Griffin. And so do the other brokerages, right? All right, so then here comes Reddit. That was on Twitter. This is on Reddit. So Robinhood insider information. I work for Robinhood. Don't kill me. Low-level technical stuff. Computer science major, not financial side. Guess what I overheard today? Vladimir, yes, founder Vladimir and the C-suite received calls from Sequoia Capital in the White House. The White House. That pressured into closing GME. I guarantee you the same took place at E-Trade and others who closed trading. So then he goes into just saying how it's not right. Right? So this is where it all becomes relevant, because Ken Griffin not only is in bed with brokerages, he's also bailing out Gabe and Melvin Capital, but he's also in the pockets of Senate seat members, Congress members, and the presidency based on contributions that he's made. And this is where it gets super interesting, because we have some bipartisan action going on. Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez talks about how this is unacceptable, and basically a Robinhood decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to make more money, needs to be investigated. And then Ted Cruz, he agrees. It becomes interesting because there's that bipartisan action where they agree that, hey, this needs to be looked at, because who's backing Robinhood? Citadel, right? So there's a major conflict of interest. And then we have the other Congress members that were in the news last week because they made some major call option trades to buy into Tesla, Apple, Disney, and it seems like it's some sort of insider trading. So look that up, right? I'm not here to talk politics at all, right? So this is not politics, right? This is just raw information coming at you. So this is where it becomes a bigger issue, because now it's not just a digital revolution between Wall Street Bets, Reddit, right? Millennials, kids, regular investors, and Wall Street elite billionaires, millionaires. Now there's regulations, SEC, government that's getting involved. So it becomes more of a heavy topic. Before I tell you if you should be buying GameStop stock, you need to know who won. Wall Street Bets from Reddit clearly won. They gave Wall Street, the elites, the beats. RoaringKitty from Reddit, the kid that invested $50K, made $47 million. He's rich. Many investors made thousands and thousands, regular investors. And Ryan Cohen, the owner of Chewy, he's now a billionaire. I don't know if he was already a billionaire, but he made $1 billion off of his stake from GameStop. We have Elon Musk, right? One of the greatest inventors of our time, and with one of the most profitable EV companies. He's backing Wall Street Bets. Chamath, the Silicon Valley heavyweight, is backing Wall Street Bets. The streets are backing Wall Street Bets. You go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, it's all about Wall Street Bets. It's all about screw Wall Street, screw the elites. Melvin Capital needs to go down and blah 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 blah. This is what the streets are saying, and ultimately Wall Street Bets won, that first battle. But this is a war, and guess what? Wall Street took number 2 today because GameStop fell almost 50% today. People lost money. Robinhood stopped trades. TD stopped trades. I think Charles Schwab, Webull stopped trades. Like, I mean, they definitely took the W today, but in a revolution, the people are the ones that hold the power. Not the 3-4 snakes. It's when thousands and millions of people mobilize together with one mission that brings hope, that brings prosperity. They will always thrive, and it has happened all throughout time. So I'll tell you what, the regular investor, the regular people will win. It will be a long war, and there will be many battles that are lost. But ultimately, if you stand strong, and number 2, if you invest in what you really believe in. And this is important because I back this revolution, right? I respect the movement 100%. But I personally fundamentally don't believe in GameStop. Right? I don't know if these people from Wall Street Bets just chose GameStop because they like gaming and all that. I personally don't game, but it seems like it was just like a swaggy move, right? Like, look, we noticed that they're shorting GameStop. We love GameStop. We like it. We play games. It's super cheap. We're gonna buy it. We like it. And fundamentally, there wasn't really a bullish case for a long term, like 2-3 decades from now. And they bought it, and it's just like, let's show these elites what we're all about, and we can make them submit to our will. And it doesn't have to be a Tesla stock. It can be GameStop, and we'll make it happen, right? So it's a swag move. But it's not a long-term or sustainable deal for me to go in there and invest. So I am 100% staying away from this stock. I'm not buying GameStop. I'm not buying AMC. I'm not buying Nokia. I'm not buying Best Bath & Beyond. I'm not buying Express. I'm not buying Fossil. I'm not buying Dillard's. I'm not buying any of these stocks because I don't believe in them, right? And you need to do research. And when you do research, you do more research. And when you do research, you get informed. And when you do get informed, you read up on it. And then you repeat. And then you repeat. And then you execute. I have very strong conviction in the companies that I believe in. A lot. I'm pouring every cent into the stock market right now. But it's not these companies. And there's some that I've done incredibly well. And there's some that are doing good. There's some that are doing really good. There's some that are struggling. There's some that are not doing good. And it balances out. But ultimately, I'm okay with that because I believe in the companies fundamentally. I believe in the leadership behind these companies. I look up who is the CEO. I need to look at their interviews. What do the financials look like? Are they profitable? If not, why? I need to understand everything behind it. And I need to either use or believe in their products and services. So ultimately, I'm not buying it. It's up to you if you want to buy into it. Right? If for whatever reason you decide to jump into the stock market and it's something you have not done, you can use Webull, Robinhood, M1 Finance, Charles Schwab, Acorns, Cash App. There's so many applications, and I have all my affiliate links in the description. Again, it's a great way of you helping out the channel and you helping yourself out because you get a free stock when you sign up. Just read the description, you'll be able to see. And as far as brokerage accounts, I'm really disappointed with Robinhood, right? Like they did the people wrong. And this is where they're going to lose a lot of investors, right? I'm pretty sure they're already flooding out. So this is my theory right here, and this is a hot take that I hope unfolds. I think Cash App is gonna be a big player in the brokerage game. So right now they're able to sell and buy stocks and things like that. I like the simplicity of it. However, when people really dive into the stock market and are like me, where I want to know the ins and outs. Like, for example, I got into the sports cards, and I'm not just buying sports cards. I'm deep in it, right? Like, I know everything about it now because I do tons of research, tons of it, tons of it, tons of it. And there's a lot of people like that. So they're not going to want to do the simple just buy and sell strategy. They're going to want a very comprehensive abilities and services from their brokerage. So once Cash App is able to offer that, I think that they're going to kill the game because Jack Dorsey is, an Elon type of guy. And I think that ultimately it can do some damage in that industry. Webull, I like them, but same. They're a little bit disappointing. I personally use Charles Schwab. Ultimately, we know that that's a super incredibly corporate conglomerate, but that's the one that I use mainly. So I'm still going to decide what I do with my brokerage accounts. I need to see this all play out, and then I'll make a move. I don't like to make impulsive moves, right? That's something that I have consciously worked on through meditation, through different things to make sure that my impulsiveness goes away and I make sound decisions. So I will keep everyone updated. I definitely want to talk about the stocks that I do like, that I have conviction in, that I believe in, where I want to do deep dives into. So if you want that, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And please share this with someone who is wondering what is going on with GameStop. Because there's not a lot of people out there that will give you the full background on the game players, what happened, simple explanation, why this happened, and what to expect next, right? So please share this video. And I certainly hope you have a good day. Expect more of these stock videos coming at you real soon, along with sports card videos. Have a good day.